USA, USA. Welcome to the Eli Show. It's World Cup Day as U.S. plays their first game in the homelands, and what a crazy June it is. Wow, the NHL Stanley Cup Hurricanes take Game 5, and they lead 3-2. The NBA Finals, crazy comeback. One, or might be the best comeback in NBA Finals. And then, of course, it's the World Cup. It's back here in America. And man, could we have a chance to win it? All here on the Eli Show. I'm your host, Eli Tanner, and let's get started. Now, I want to start with the Knicks. Have all this USA stuff on. We'll get to USA and why the hair. Well, there's not really a reason for the hair. But I'll tell you what. The Knicks, 27-point comeback. Losing by 27 points going into halftime. Yeah, I don't know what they said in the locker room. I don't know what the coach said in that locker room, but they must have said something that hit them hard. They must have said something that, they wanted it. When you have 50 celebrities around the court, when you have Taylor Swift jumping up and down after a made three, Kirk Herbstreit, big football guy going crazy, and OG Anunoby having a bad first half but comes back in there in a game winner. I wish I could show you the game winner if you didn't see it live, which you should have, but, it starts a little too late. Crazy things happen in New York that night. And, it was one of the things. Let me set the scene for you. They're losing by 1 point. You have, I believe, 8 seconds to go. OG Anunoby passes it in to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson shoots a long 27-foot three, I do believe. Misses it in front of the rim. Bounces off high. No one is guarding OG. Jumps in there, one hand, tips it in with 1.2 seconds to go. If you could imagine Madison Square Garden going crazy at this point. And I got chill bumps, sitting on the couch at 11:30 at night, watching the craziest comeback in history. But then I thought, wait, the Spurs can still win it. Victor Wembanyama, 7'4", according to the NBA. I think he's 7'5", in my own opinion. And why not throw it up to him in the lob? That's not what they do. Throw it to Fox and just a bad pass and couldn't get a real shot off. Knicks win it, losing by 29 at 1 point. And the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history and one of the craziest game-winning shots in the NBA Finals. And, of course, it all took place in New York in MSG. And I'll tell you what, I think Knicks are going to do this in 5. Look, I was not a Knicks fan at the beginning of the season. I'm still not a Knicks fan. I'm not a bandwagon. I'm not saying, I've been here for, since 1999 losing to the Spurs. No. I'm not saying I didn't cheer for the Spurs in the Western Finals. I was. But I'm going for the Spurs. I want the Spurs to win, and I think they're going to win. But I got to get to this fact. No, I'm not a fan. No, I haven't been here for the past 50 years and seen the heartbreak that's gone through New York. But I'll tell you what I have seen the past few days. Some New Yorkers deciding we won and still going to throw eggs at Victor Wembanyama. And when they lost, trying to fight Spurs fans. It's unacceptable. You can't do that. You're a athlete. You're not an athlete. You're fans of one of the most popular teams in the nation. After a win, you throw eggs at the other team. After a loss, you decide to get your anger out by looking for Spurs fans and trying to beat them up. Yeah, the video has been going around. Look, he has a Spurs jersey on. It's unacceptable. And, the NBA, you have to punish that. But let's turn to soccer, baby. We're not a soccer country. Ain't no way we are. We haven't been cheering for U.S. soccer in a while. We haven't think they had a chance. But they're on our turf now. We got home field advantage, baby. We put them up. We sell out football stadiums. We go to L.A. tonight. We smoke them. The average age of our soccer players are 26. 13. The 13 best players have played in the World Cup. 4 years ago, it wasn't like that. We had a young squad. But this year, it's our year. and I think we have a chance not to make it to the finals, just like every other true person just like me, you know? I think they're gonna make it to the quarterfinals finals. I think they're gonna win the group stages. Big game tonight, and um, the game. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be I'm counting 3-1 in LA, and I think the fans are going to be crazy. Think overall the environment is going to be crazy. So yeah, let's go USA. And why the hair? I'll tell you what. I'm American, right? I'm American, so why not be crazy? Why not go out for our teams? Because we do for college football and tailgating 12 hours before a game against a small SoCon school. We do it for the NBA attacking random fans, which is crazy. We do it for NFL, which you spend 12 months of the year talking about it just to do a 18 game regular season, shortest regular season in pro sports. We do it, for everything. So why not do it for the sport that was least talked about, but now is most talked about? Even, tourists are loving America. We're the greatest country of all time, and we run it for 250 now. 250. We getting up there, semi-quintennial, as my friend Ryan Trahan says. So I got U.S. winning it. I think we're gonna win the group stages. I'll make it to the quarterfinals, and it's a pretty good run. I feel like, but yeah, I think we have a chance, and I think the reason people are talking about this World Cup, it's because we have to do something. I feel like to show, no offense, but we're American. We got to show our dominance. So it's on our turf, a step above, and there's pressure on the home teams. U.S., Mexico with a good win to nothing, and three red cards compared to 4 years ago when they only had four in the whole tournament. Yeah, one game, first game, and Canada, who has never won a World Cup game. Yeah, so it's pressure on these home teams, and I think especially America because like Christian Pulisic, I believe his name is. He has to do good. He has to do good if they want to get the W, and it's going to be a next I believe 5 weeks or so going to be crazy in America. Terrible choice on doing Met. I'm sorry, doing the championship in New York. You saw it happen in the NBA Finals. What do you think they're going to do when the U.S. is not in it and you have 4 million people living in the city that's angry? But that's the World Cup. That's soccer talk. I'm not much of a soccer fan, but I can't wait to watch USA and watch some exciting games. So let's move on to the NHL and you know home squad, not home squad, but one closest team, Carolina Hurricanes, and what what a job well done the first 5 games. Bussy coming in there. If you not much people watch hockey, I've been the past I think the past 5 games I've watched all of them, and I think if the Hurricanes can get on it, they can win. But Las Vegas, what a squad they have! They can start off hot, and if they start off hot, it's hard to come back. And it's been a while since we talked about hockey. 4-0. They were losing 4-0. The Hurricanes tied at 4-4, lost in double overtime. When you're losing 4-0 going to the third period, that's like losing by 29 points in the NBA Finals. That's what it's like. And yet they came back, pushed it in the overtime. They couldn't get the W, but man, what a show they put out. It's 3-2. They had a great game in reality. They were sending it to Las Vegas Sunday night at 8 o'clock on ABC. You can watch it. And, I think it's going to be a tight game overall. I think it's going to come down to who can shoot the ball and who can block the ball. All 5 of these games, there's been high scoring. Um, it's been a crazy game. 4-2, which was under. It was the first game under the points total according to DraftKings. It was 8.5. The sports guy told me to go over. That sports guy I watch ESPN in the morning. Of course, don't sports bet. I think gambling's bad and it's 50-50, not 50-50. You have changed, of course, but don't sports bet, of course, especially that guy at Texas Tech who he transferred from Cincinnati to Texas Tech. He is eligible to play, but has a sports betting habit for college sports. And I think terrible thing. It's just like drugs. Same outcome, same addiction, different effects on your body, different effects on your mental health, but it can definitely affect you and your wallet. But 8.5, they scored, I believe it was 6 goals, so under on that one. But yeah, crazy goals. Bussy with an amazing story coming into here. And their starting goalie this playoffs, the past 2 games, haven't even addressed out. Is there a problem with injury? I don't know. The announcers last night felt like it was there was a problem with injury, but I think it's going to be a tight game overall, and I think they're going to go to 7 in Raleigh, and I think I got the Hurricanes, the Carolina Hurricanes representing the Carolinas. They're going to take the W in the NHL Stanley Cup, and I think it's going to be a tight game overall, and I think it's going to come down to those little things and the little goals. They have. Oops. Sorry about that. There was a fly, and yeah, there was a fly, and I had to just get rid of the fly. I don't know. All 5 of y'all are watching. Hey, shout out to all 5 of y'all. Put in the comments who actually watched it, because if you've stayed for this long, well done to you. You can hop off if you want to now. Still going to talk about some sports in the MLB. And if you're a Braves fan, Acuna Jr. Signed jersey, not mine, my brother's. Don't tell him if he's watching. Raggy. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be, the Braves having a great season. 45 wins right now. Acuna was just put on the 10-day IL, I heard from a source on ESPN. So I think the Braves and definitely have a good chance. I think they have the 4th best odds of winning the World Series. So when it comes down to it, I think the Braves have a chance. And I think a team that we always say about the Dodgers. The Dodgers are looking pretty good. Ohtani, one of the best seasons he's had. I'm going to put my not betting, because I just talked about don't bet, but I'm going to put the odds that Shohei's going to win. Shohei is going to win MVP. Wait. Actually, I'm rethinking that idea. Cy Young. Let's go Cy Young, not MVP. I don't know. I'm rethinking my idea because I was thinking MVP, but definitely Cy Young. I feel like he's having a pretty good pitching standing compared to other players like Paul Skeens, he's having a down year. He's really having a down year, and you have high expectations. But when you have high expectations, you have pressure on you, just like the USA men's soccer team. But of course, Paul Skeens, he can get back into it, and of course, he can get the W if possible. But yeah, crazy sports going around. It's the craziest month in June, and July 4th turning 250, and I got a message about that. And reading the Bible today, I read John 15:13. This is not word for word. This is just for my memory. But no greater love that is than this, that someone would lay their life down for a friend. You look back over 250 years and beyond for this country, millions have laid their lives to put their body in front of bullets, swords, to save us sitting here and watching this. And during the celebration, not just remember those who sacrificed for USA, but sacrificed for us, and Jesus who died on the cross and showed us. And the best way to learn is to see it happen, because you can't teach something if you don't know how to do it and if you don't use it in life. Remember this when you're celebrating. Remember what's truly important. Not winning the World Cup, not no sports game, but what's in the heart and what sacrifice. The greatest love is to lay it down in life for a friend. Thank you. It's the Eli Show. USA! USA! We're going to win this, not the World Cup, but a few games.